first half, they clearly couldn't miss. Was this maybe just what you think it was more of them just making shots, or what you guys weren't doing?
Both. We didn't play with nearly enough toughness and attention to detail in the first half, and it was one of our worst defensive halves. But you also got to credit the Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, right? I mean, that's why he's one of the best in the world. He can take any four teammates and create great looks for those guys. I mean, he's really special, and he really energized their group in the first half.
You said before they came down that he's improved maybe the most out of the guys, and tonight was a reflection of that. Maybe just speak to his performance.
He's playing great basketball. I'm really happy with what he's doing. He had a hell of a block towards the end of the second half, which is what we're asking him to do is just really protect our basket, whatever threat comes to it, and and then he's to battle a guy like Jokic, you got to be able to go back at him on the other end, and he did a great job offensively, just making him work, scoring the ball on him, boarding, leaning on him, fighting him, so really, really proud of Nurk tonight.
And then he obviously, fouled out. How did you feel like, and this may be a tough question, how he was reffed tonight, considering it was banging pretty much all night?
Yeah, I wasn't happy with that. But, those guys are doing the best they can, the officials. But I thought he got the worst side of that.
When you look at KD going 0 for 10 in the second half, was that a product of defense, just decent looks not falling?
Yeah, it's, another game we had a lot of in and outs, had some good looks. We can do a better job to get him cleaner ones. But, he also was getting fouled. You know what I mean? Like, he had some blatant fouls. And, I know he's got there 13 times, but he probably should have been there 20, 22 times. You know what I mean? And, like I said, those guys are doing a good job. But, the fourth quarter, they know he's been there a lot, and the whistle stops blowing. He got hit on the arm. He's getting hit on the hip. And, sometimes that could impact your focus, in making shots. So, when he's getting hit and the whistle's not blowing, you got to play through that. And, credit to KD, he did. He made a lot of defensive plays, made a lot of extra pass types of plays. The ball just didn't go in for him, but I was really proud of his effort as well.
What did you feel the second half defensively you guys were able to adjust or clean up?
Yeah, well, our base defense wasn't good. Okay, I'll save the profanities, but it wasn't good in the first half. So we had to get creative and more aggressive, which – in a lot of situations can make you vulnerable to threes and stuff on the backside. But, it energized us. We got our guys activated. And, we did a much better job in the second half, but it wasn't enough.
Frank, are you happy with anything about, the defensive stops, such as, out-rebounding them and, blocks, or even just...
We competed in the second half. That's what I'm happy with. We really did. I'm genuinely pleased with our effort, disposition, our fight to go try to get a W after a slow start. But 57% field goal percentage, defense not going to win many games, if you give that up. So, a lot of it was in the first half, but, we fought in the second.
Thanks, Coach.
Kevin, first, congratulations on passing Moses Malone to be 10th all-time in scoring. You've been doing this on the regular here this season. Just again, doesn't mean to pass someone like that and get in that top 10.
That's cool. I mean, like I said before, it's a long journey to be up there, be mentioned with the greats. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of preparation, and a lot of people to help you get to that point. So I'm grateful, thinking about the people that helped me get to this point. All my teammates, coaches, family, friends that invested in me since a kid. So all this stuff is cool to do. Shows you I'm getting old in the league as well. But it's amazing to be amongst the greats.
Curious, Coach was just in here and he said that the whistle stopped blowing. Felt like you were getting fouled and weren't getting the calls. I know you don't like to go to that point, but I'm just curious, were you thinking the same thing, like, I'm not getting called?
I mean, it's a hard game to ref. I mean, they can call fouls every play, so got to respect, how tough it is for them to make those plays. I try not to even put my game in the hands of the refs. I try to stay away from them as much as possible and just focus on me and knock down my shots. So I got to play through it. I got to be better and make shots. I felt like I got to my spots. It just didn't go in.
That's what I was going to follow up with. I don't know if I've ever seen you 0 for 10.
Yeah, I have.
Thing and a half.
I have.
Okay.
I have. I mean, I know a lot of stuff that I've been doing has been a surprise to a lot of people here in Phoenix. I'm new here, so, you know, I've been through shooting slumps before. I've been through great games before, you know. So it's all a new experience to a lot of people, so it may seem like a shock. But 0 for 10 is a lot of misses, but I felt like I got a lot of good shots up. Just keep being aggressive and watch film to see how I can get better.
How is the foot feeling?
Good.
Is there extra juice when you go into a game for the first time? I know you've done this before, but against a team that the year before that knocked you out.
There's juice every time I wake up and play basketball. I'm grateful to be here.
Jusuf said after the game, he said, "I can't wait till we get healthy." Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, but I'm you know, one of our guys to take their time to get back right, and once we become a whole team, I think that's when we'll start to figure out who we are as a group. But yeah, I can't wait for those guys to get back. But it's been fun grinding with the team that we have. It's the next man up mentality as a pro, so it's been cool to see guys step up.
What kind of lift did you get from Nurk tonight?
I mean, he's 30 points. I'm mad we wasted that game from him. 6 rebounds, 2. I mean, he's just aggressive, you know, and putting pressure on Nikola and making him guard a little bit in the post. It's a great game for him.
You talked about Nikola in the playoffs last year and how he just does things and being able to find guys. When you see a 16 assists, just speak to that.
I mean, he gets the ball every time down, and he's a great passer, and they move around him a lot. He's the hub for them, so when they throw him the ball, he's not looking to score every time. They know they can get back cuts, and they can use him as a screener and to get downhill, you know. So, yeah, they use him for a lot. So him getting double-digit assists and stats doesn't surprise me, you know, because he is the central force. So he does everything for him.
What does Nurkić bring to you as far as a physical presence or rebounding presence, defensive presence inside?
Yeah, just a physical body, somebody that can clog the paint on both sides of the floor, can finish, shoot, and stretch out to shoot a three sometimes when you're feeling great. But we need him to stay in his zone. You know, I think he's been playing great ball lately, scoring more forwards, rebounding more. So we need him to stay there. I mean, we're excited about his game tonight. I wish we could have won, but we're excited about his game tonight.
With this game tonight, he was saying just competing against the friendly competition with Jokic. Just what did you see from that and kind of how they pushed each other out there?
Yeah, I mean, they were teammates at one point, so you know that they got a nice, you know, small competitive thing going between them. Both been successful in this league as guys from overseas, so it's probably always fun playing against guys you grew up in the league with and came into the league with, and I'm sure they know each other pretty tight, pretty deep, so it's always fun when they compete, and they both came with it tonight.
Were you aware that you broke into the top 10 when you scored that bucket?
Yeah, I was aware. Been hearing about it all day. I've been hearing about it. I heard it on the arena as soon as it happened, you know, so like I said earlier, just grateful to still be playing the game I love. People invest in me and trust in me to go out there and play my game, and I just got to keep coming through.
Before you pass these guys on the list, Elvin and Moses, do you go back and watch your old footage at all?
Yeah. Not because I passed them, but I try to get to know the players from the past. YouTube has been such a valuable asset to people that you can always go back and kind of relive those moments, and you know, so it's as basketball players, I think it's our job to go back and know the history of the game and know who paved the way for us to be who we are today. So I'm just grateful for those guys for doing what they did at that time for us to be able to do what we're doing now.
Do you take anything away from watching those guys play at all?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could find some small stuff, and that you could take away from guys. I mean, at that level, the Moses Malones, the Elvin Hayes, the Carmelos, and Charles Barkley's and Shaq's and all of these guys, they played at an elite level for a long time, and they do a lot of different things out there on the floor. So you try to emulate and be like the pros. That's how we were as kids. You want to be like the pros, and those guys set a great example.
When you were that close to Moses, did you happen to look at his film recently?
I mean, I always respected Moses. You said that I watched his film recently.
Recently, yeah.
Not recently, but I've always respected Moses as somebody who doesn't get the credit he deserves as just being a dominant player in this league for a while, a champion. Was the best player in the league at some point, but doesn't have that, narrative around him or the hoopla around him as a player, but contributing and produced for decades. So over a decade in this league. So grateful to be in the same conversation with him, and it's been an amazing journey.
Frank mentioned that the game basically, he spoke to it as if it was a tale of two halves. The first half, the defense wasn't there, and the second, the defensive effort was for you guys. But do you see that there's a trend possibly of one half of basketball in that way with your losses this season, or every game is in and of itself?
Yeah, I mean, we have some games we don't put a full game together. We play great offensively and may not play great defensively, and vice versa. And we've been through some, guys we got different lineups here and there, guys in and out the lineup, and we switched the lineup up almost. We had a different starting lineup against Toronto, and then came with a different starting lineup this game. So guys are figuring it out. And I think we're playing hard, and putting ourselves in positions to be successful.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. Nurkić, obviously one of those games that was right there at the end. Maybe just speak to your sixth foul. I'm curious what was even going through you. It looked like that.
I mean, I don't think I ever got fined for commenting referee, so I'm gonna try to stay that way, man. I feel like, and I feel to your question, I feel like I just can't wait to us to be healthy, man. This shit gonna be totally different with the referee thing. So when we're gonna have the most stars in the team, I feel good how they're gonna, officiating. But obviously that's a defending champions, so they're a really good team regardless who play for them. And they was making some really, I feel like a last shot first half, and you just felt like they couldn't miss. Whatever they do, they was doing good. They're a good team, man. Give them credit. They got to win.
Curious, your aggression, obviously Booker being out, I feel like you want to be more assertive, but is that the mindset going in?
I feel like whatever it takes for me to help the team to win or be in best position to win, I'm willing to do. Obviously, I'm a basketball player. I can do a lot of things. But sometimes it's just, like tonight game, and we down bodies in and out, people sick, and it's hard to play that way. But I think, we have a lot of people who can, jump in and next man up. But, feel bad we couldn't get this one for KD, moving top 10 all the time. That's pretty dope, man.
What was working for you particularly against Jokic? Obviously you know him well, but what do you feel like you did well against him tonight?
I mean, he's two-time MVP, man. It just take an effort for a collective team to play defense on him, and he just pick apart, people and teams. So for me, I just, like you said, we know each other before even come to NBA, and just some secret stuff I feel like. But nah, he just playing basketball, try to use my strength, and try to, be who I am, and as big as I am, try to use my strength.
You've always been able to get up for that matchup. Is that a one-on-one battle you enjoy?
I mean, it's just the fun to compete against people I feel like what Katie said, friends compete harder, I guess. But, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We lost the game, and I'm pissed.
Frank said that he feels like from the beginning of the season till now, you're the guy that's improved the most in terms of understanding the system and that kind of thing.
Yeah, man, I was in the same bed for 8 years, and I still don't have a bed, like, in my new house. So I feel like it's going to take some time, and people don't understand. And thank God the people who brought me here to understand that it's not a one-day thing. And from the owner to the GM to the coaching staff, players. They have understanding, patient with me, and I'm trying to give that back to them.
You mentioned in the first half they couldn't miss. How much of that was just them getting good shots, and how much of that was you guys just defensing?
I feel it was both, a little bit of both. A little bit our mistakes on defense, coverages, didn't execute what the coaching staff wanted for us, especially as a big. Our pick and roll coverage was definitely should be better on the first half. Kind of, the end of the second quarter, we kind of figure out getting some stops and went on a run. But they were just, that's how I felt. I don't know if that's true, but they was making a lot of shots.
End of the third, you and Nikola had about 3 straight possessions of bang, bang, bang. What was going on there?
Just teammates give me the ball and try to score the ball. So I don't think it's just a basketball. Nothing else.
How surprised will you be when I tell you that Durant shot 0 for 10 in the second half? Like, that's just something that he just does not.
To be honest with you, like I said, I don't want to get fined, but I think there's a lot that has to do. He not getting actually calls, and he's a Kevin Durant. I don't know. It's crazy that I'm on this side right now, but like he actually is Kevin Durant. Like even when I was at other side, he's Kevin Durant. Like that man is just amazing what he do as far as scoring the basketball. I feel like sometimes he really not getting credit, either in the fouls or people hit that man every time, and he's like still scoring. But sometimes he's just like that, man. You're not gonna get benefit, especially when you're that tall. I feel like.
How were you able to keep him off the line? And I mean, you guys basically doubled their amount of free throw attempts. Like, was there anything that you guys had to do in order to keep them away from scoring and self-platform?
I mean, you got to pick and choose with this thing. You either got to try to make Joker score or try to, you're gonna have assist or scoring. You try to minimize what you want to do for them, but. To be honest with you, I feel like they were scoring at that first half. We don't even need a foul. So in the second half, they was, try to keep a pressure on us, but they have a lot of shooting. So I don't think they have been in position to be, as foul as I guess should be. But sometimes when you game on the line and you're getting fifth foul like I does, it's tough, man. You got to live with that. At the same time, I feel like I don't get those calls and I understand, but it is what it is.
Thanks, Mark.
Yep.
Thanks, sir.